We've been getting you images from across Karnataka of how protests have spiraled out of control over the hijab controversy. It's now spreading across the country as well. We're getting you now images of protests that have broken out in different cities across India. Islamic organization Tawheed Jamaat staged a protest on the streets of Chennai against the hijab restrictions. They were seen wearing hijabs in the Tricolour. In Maharashtra's Bhiwandi, the Samajwadi Party organized a signature campaign to support female students who are protesting in Karnataka. According to the SP, over 4,400 women have signed the petition. There was also a protest that was carried out by women who were wearing the hijab. Meanwhile, in Puducherry, a fresh row has erupted after a Muslim student was allegedly asked to remove her headscarf in a government school. Activists soon after gathered outside the school to stage a protest. Makkalniti Mayam chief and actor Kamal Hassan spoke out about the hijab politics and said what's happening in Karnataka should not happen in Tamil Nadu, while condemning this incident also that's been reported in Puducherry. The protest has also reached the national capital. Students from the Muslim Students Federation held a protest in DU's North Campus. And here's a look at all the political reactions that have come in on the story as well.
Each and every religion has the liberty to continue their culture, their practices without being prohibited. But now in the country, some sorts of moral policing have been conducted on the sisters of our Muslim population, which certainly create a great fissure in our society. That is why we lodge the protest that government should come out and give a statement of what is their opinion on the atrocities being committed upon the Muslim girls in Karnataka and other places in the name of hijab.
जब भी हम कॉलेज में आएंगे, स्कूल में आएंगे, हम ये ड्रेस कोड पालन करेंगे. अभी तो ड्रेस कोड पालन करना है. हम जो कानून है, लॉ ऑफ द लैंड जो है, उसको मैं पालन नहीं करूंगा, ये बोलना ठीक नहीं है. इसके अलावा मैं इतना ये भी कहना चाहता हूं कि अभी विषय जो है कर्नाटक हाईकोर्ट पहुंच गया है, उसका भी हम इंतजार कर सकते हैं हम सब लोग.
ये वही नफरत का प्रतीक है जो इस केंद्र सरकार ने बाकायदा 2014 से फैलाया है. ऐसे लोगों पे एक्शन ना लेकर, राजनीति हर धर्म की बातों में घुसाकर, हर इंस्टीट्यूशंस में घुसाकर, आप लोगों ने आज बच्चों तक का इस्तेमाल कर ये ध्रुवीकरण किया है. कहीं ना कहीं मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ ऐसा वीडियो देखने के बाद किसी तरीके की ग्लानि महसूस होगा ऐसी सरकार को जिन्होंने सिर्फ धर्म पे अपनी राजनीति की है और वोट बटोरा है, लोगों का बंटवारा कर करके वोट बटोरा है. और दुर्भाग्य की बात एक और है कि एक पुरुष सैफरन शॉल पहनकर, एक महिला, जो हमारा हिंदू धर्म हमें कहता है कि महिला का सम्मान होना चाहिए, आप उनकी बेइज्जती कर रहे हैं. तो आप ना हिंदुत्व के प्रतीक हैं, ना हिंदुइज्म के प्रतीक हैं.
Let's take this across now to Nolan Pinto. He's joining us live from Bengaluru. Nolan, good morning. The government, of course, has taken the decision of shutting down schools and colleges for 3 days starting today, considering all that played out yesterday. What's happening right now in Karnataka? Has that helped in really easing some of the tension on the ground?
Well, hopefully, everyone is hoping that things actually calm down after what happened yesterday and day before yesterday, where students protested across the state at various institutions in various districts. The government had no other option but to actually shut down colleges, basically pre-university colleges, that is your 11th and 12th, as well as degree colleges. Now, the opposition also had demanded that in the interest of peace and tranquility, and also to make sure that the division between Muslim students on the one hand and Hindu students on the other hand doesn't get even more, well, worse than it already is. It would be better that they actually go back to online studies till the Karnataka High Court, which started hearing this particular case yesterday. It resumes today at around 2:30. Till that's over, it's best that they get back home.
Nolan, we'll focus in just a bit on what's happening in the Karnataka High Court. I just want to get in an update also from Shija. She's joining us live from Udupi district. Shija has been reporting on the ground on the protests that rocked the district yesterday. Shija, good morning. What's the situation today in Udupi? You know, this district in coastal Karnataka has been witnessing so many protests and agitations for the last 1 week at least.
Yes, actually, the things here are a little different. Today, everything seems to be all right. However, it is the issue between one college and the students, 8 students of that particular college had when the controversy of hijab erected. Now it's been increased so much that the entire state has been involved. It has been politicized one side, it has been called as a religious issue one side, but to prevent any kind of violation further today, the colleges are, the management are happy to be shut. That as a result of that, most of the colleges here, only high schools are functioning and colleges are shut, and things seems to be okay because still, at least today we are waiting, expecting a response. I mean, any court to give a final verdict. So
Okay. That's something we're tracking closely, Shrija. Yes, we're tracking what's happening in the Karnataka High Court. Thanks, Shrija, for getting us that update from Udupi. Request Nolan to stay on with me because I want to discuss what's played out so far in the court. Remember that the hearing on this hijab controversy started yesterday in the Karnataka High Court based on a petition that's been filed by students saying allow us to wear our hijab in the educational institutes in our campuses. And so far, there's been very interesting arguments both for and against in this issue. Let me run you through them. Senior advocate Devdutt Kamath, who's appearing for the petitioner, said that wearing hijab is a belief of a community, and as long as the belief is there, we cannot sit in judgment. The petitioner also claimed that the college right now, the college in question in Udupi, is indulging in religious apartheid. He further added that as a nation, we follow positive secularism. The Advocate General, who is in fact representing the state, has said that colleges have autonomy on uniforms, and if girls want to wear hijab, then they have to seek the college's nod first. While adjourning the hearing for the day, the court also appealed to people to maintain peace and tranquility in the state. The High Court Judge, Justice Dikshit, also said that it has faith in the wisdom and virtue of the public and that it hopes that the row doesn't turn into an agitation. This even as protests had broken out across the state of Karnataka. Nolan Pinto is still with us live from Bengaluru. Nolan, rounding up the arguments that have happened so far in the Karnataka High Court and how it's going to resume today. Largely, right now, the discussion in court is about what the religion says, about what Islam states on wearing the hijab. Is it an essential part of the religion or not?
Well, Akshita, a few main points that they have actually been arguing on. One, like you rightly mentioned, is the hijab or wearing of the hijab an essential part or an integral part of Islam? Point two, is the hijab a facet of the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression? And point three, whether the government has overstepped its authority in actually issuing that government order stating that you cannot wear a hijab and enter a classroom for studies. So these are the main issues that they have been focusing on. Senior advocate Devdutt Kamath has also asked the government, stating that you have stated that this is wearing a hijab leads to public disorder. It's an issue of public order. So they have been focusing on these main issues. The debate was very interesting from an academic point of view. It's very interesting to know what the arguments put forth by both the advocate for the petitioner as well as the Advocate General. In the interest of safety, now everyone knows that the government has actually shut schools and colleges, basically pre-university and degree colleges. It resumes today, the court proceedings at 2:30. But till the order is issued, the Justice Dikshit has actually asked people to maintain peace and tranquility. Basically, the students and the student community and the people at large to maintain peace and tranquility till they come out with order.
And let's hope the students heed that appeal from the court. We'll be tracking all that comes in, all the live updates from the Karnataka High Court hearing. Remember, that resumes this afternoon at 2:30. Nolan, thank you for joining us on this broadcast with all the updates from Bengaluru. I want to round up in our next report exactly what the Karnataka High Court has said on this issue so far, and also the unfortunate politics that's playing out. Things are so tense on the ground, and yet our politicians seem to be adding fuel to the fire.
Who will control this rapidly worsening situation? The heat over hijabs and the scrap over saffron shawls has made the spaces between campuses a veritable war zone. With students on the front line of a face-off drenched in communally charged imagery and words, The politics over the tension has expectedly exploded. Epicenter number 1 is Karnataka itself.
ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡಲೇ PUC ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಪದವಿ ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಜ್ಯುಯೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
As far as legality of the whole thing is concerned, we have put our case very clearly, constitutional and legal. Karnataka Education Act provisions we have been put. But however, we are waiting for the directions of the High Court. Therefore, I am appealing to these students that they have to maintain peace and harmony, because ultimately tomorrow they have to sit together and do all the educational activities.
The High Court heard the case on Tuesday, saying it would rule based on facts, not assumptions. Asking for a copy of the Quran, tensions on the ground depend on the court's verdict. And after the hijab heat reverberated in Parliament yesterday, national leaders jumped in to stir things up even more.
Caste, dress or language. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ये भारत है, सर्वधर्म समभाव के आधार पर चलेगा, न कि इस्लामिक स्टेट भारत को बनाने की कोशिश करने वालों की मानसिकता हम पूरा नहीं होने देंगे.
Their annual exams are in 2 weeks. But trapped now between their religious identity, campus rules, the government and the High Court, the question is, how and when will this face-off finish? Lives of students and communal harmony among the next generation is at stake. With Shija and Shivamurthy in Udupi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And let me run you through all of the highlights from the Karnataka High Court hearing for you on what the petitioner said and the state government's response on the same. The petitioner has argued in court that wearing hijab is a fundamental right. Now, the Attorney General, who's representing the state government here, has made it very clear that colleges have full autonomy to decide on the uniform code in their campus. The petitioner has also argued that the state has no right to go ahead and intervene or decide on exactly what a dress code will be. Now, the state has responded saying that the college has the right to decide the uniform, and the debate really and the decision lies with the college. The petitioner in this case during the hearing has also said that wearing a headscarf is prescribed by the Quran. So their argument is it's an essential part of the religion in which the state has no jurisdiction, to which the state government has said that you can go ahead and seek exemption, seek the college's nod to go ahead and wear headscarf or wear hijab. So that's how the arguments have panned out so far. Today we'll see how things progress from this point. Now, one of the videos that have gone viral of the Karnataka protest yesterday is of a saffron flag being hoisted at a college campus. The Congress, particularly Karnataka Congress Chief D.K. Shivkumar, has claimed that the tricolour, the national flag, was removed and then the saffron flag was hoisted. The BJP has claimed that D.K. Shivkumar is spreading fake news and that the tricolour wasn't hoisted. This is a claim that the administration and the authorities, the cops, have backed, saying the tricolour wasn't hoisted in this poll. Here's the latest on that and the exclusive conversation that we had with D.K. Shivkumar.
A telling image of Karnataka. Hundreds of students opposed to Muslim girls' demand for permission to wear hijab go berserk. They hoist saffron flag on a pole meant for the tricolour at a government first-grade college in Shivamoga. Amidst the hijab versus saffron scarf showdown in the state, these images have sparked another political war. Karnataka Congress President D.K. Shivkumar has alleged that the saffron-clad protesters brought down the national flag and replaced it with a saffron flag. India Today confronted Shivkumar on his grave accusations.
I am just saying that if there is evidence of the Tiranga being brought down as you have charged,
it is a national flag, my friend. I am telling you, it is a national flag.
Sir, we'll put that aside for a moment. We'll wait to see if there is evidence of the Tiranga being brought down.
Yes.
My question to you now is...
If you have not got the visuals, I will post you that visuals.
The BJP hit back. Party MLA C.T. Ravi called Shivakumar a liar and challenged the state Congress chief to either provide evidence or face legal action. India Today tried to get the facts straight in the entire controversy. Local authorities told our reporter that the national flag is hoisted only on the Republic Day and Independence Day. They claimed there was no tricolour on the pole when the saffron flag was hoisted. Shivakumar, who made the allegation, hasn't responded to the BJP's dare. The Congress leader has not provided any proof to back his claim so far. Bureau Report, India Today.
Unsurprisingly, Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai has waded into this controversy, putting out her two bits on the hijab row that's playing out in Karnataka and has become, of course, a national talking point. Malala Yousafzai took to Twitter and called the move of not allowing hijab-wearing students in the school as horrifying. She's written that the college is forcing girls to choose between studies and the hijab. She also added that objectification of women persists for wearing less or for wearing more. The Nobel laureate urged Indian leaders to stop the marginalization of Muslim women. Not the first time that Malala has spoken out on issues in India and taken a stand against the administration as well. Here too, she's saying that Indian leaders need to ensure that they stop marginalization of Muslim women. Malala, of course, shot to fame after she was attacked by the Taliban in Pakistan in 2012 for speaking up for the rights of girls in their education. Malala fortunately survived that attack and moved to Birmingham in England. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2014.